The situation that the Licky Chops, Quorum, Trumpy Turner, Nordenberg, and Bolton have mongered with the help of Peter Gabriel media and admin at places like UW Dialectical under the tutelage of Jay Inslee, the type of governor who would castrate a deaf poet to laugh about bogus charges that were inflicted through neurohypnosis for extraordinarily weird Bill Gates Microsoft purposes with Yoko Ono, which is a lot. They plan to fetch a big sum by siphoning my personal injury, which has so far been zero. Doesn't mean they didn't make a ton of money, but they had a ton of money. They just passed around amongst themselves. But my comment about like they pimp Navalny in that. If you say Putin, they hum. You won't get the pussy riot because you said nice about Putin. So what it is that the Ukraine has been less modest than the Russian-speaking persons in Donbass who suffered catastrophic acts throughout the Civil War that was a result of apparently Bolton's coup d'etat in Ukraine during the Maidan and Orange Revolution, we might say Orange Crocodile Revolution or Orangutan Revolution, the January 6th that took place in Kiev. They have been more modest, the Russians, about showing the bodies of children and women than the Ukrainians, who, don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm outraged that children of the Ukraine are before and after in these merciless bombing attacks. And I'm not the type of person to mix these things up. But I do note the media has never presented the absolutely outrageous, shocking inhumanity towards Syrian children and Iraqi children by the U.S. Army. So all I'm saying is that the Russians have been more modest. I know the Syrian children screamed for help at every opportunity they had. Iraqi children, to my knowledge, never had an opportunity. But the, the very excellent Russian POWs who spoke um, are representative of people who've been pushed into this fever. And cause and effect aside, I don't know all the details of cause and effect. It's very mysterious. I'm not expecting Ukraine to be modest about the loss of their children, but they can stop playing it as a card game from Bolton. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about this super dude who thinks he's Captain Kangaroo, but is really Machiavelli or worse. The one of the Trumpy tunes who thinks that Joseph Goebbels is a patron saint of the Jewish Defense League. Examine my evidence cards. Why do I think that Bolton is involved in the University of Pittsburgh? He was their first choice of speakers when they established the foreign policy speaker system. And it was co-sponsored by KDKA. Now, I've described being run out of town by these monsters, how they tortured me and then framed me as a reckless driver at Kelly's School for John Schulman's gang, who was busted in an $8 million museum heist. Well, ho, 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 ho. Close friend of Adam Ozenstadt, Trump's speechwriter, worked for John Schulman. Oh, well, ho, 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 ho. Who was giving all of this money? There was a dude named Don Wentworth. Where the books went, what was they worth, Don? Whoa, ho, 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 ho. KDKA radio used to have this Trumpy tune, Eisenstadt, an Israeli, like Shulman is, disguising it like Widemaker, but nerve agent immediately. On the radio, pretending he was Abdul the terrorist. KDKA radio, the same gang that mongered Bull in the pit. Whoa, Mark Nordenberg and them. And they were Licky Chow's pornographing me to cover up my charm because they knew that I was suspected they were hiring attack prostitutes to impinge successive degradations of the X motive on a clockwork towards automatic AIDS testing of a libertine. They knew that I knew what they were doing. And there were things that have come out about what they were doing. So, Bannon Carpets was next door to Langer's friend Sellers, who was named in the Burston script that they all lie about. And it was occupied, the Sellers house, by James W. Child of Bowling Green Hancorn Institute, who came on a fellowship from Bowling Green, wrote the book Nuclear War, the Moral Dimension, and Pacifism is Immoral, and all this hot wire jazz. It comes out of the Trumpitunia of the University of Pittsburgh and the nature of reality over by the Fernhollow Bridge gang. Well, Child said to me one time that what he admired most about the Chicago Seven or whatever it was Abby Hoffman got called before the House Un-American Activities Committee, and they said, "Are you ever a member of the Communist Party?" He said, "Yeah, if you, so what?" He said that was the end of the House Un-American Affairs Activities Committee. But I think the punchline is the Bull and the Trumpetune are going to get asked after they play the Crow Cadre Gooster Garona's Oliver Stone Putin tapes of me and neurotrauma. Did you start AIDS? They can say, yeah, fuck you, so what? You know, and the way I see it is we're dealing with a situation where what they're saying is um, if you get the truth, we'll blow you up. And I'm trying to get the truth without blowing people up. So where we get with this, they're saying you're not going to arrest us because we'll blow you up. So what I'm saying is we'll compromise. We'll tell everybody what you fucking did. And then you could say, yeah, fuck you, so what? But everybody's going to know what you did.